Is it okay? Now is it visible? Or shall I make it much larger? Can any of the moderator let me know? Okay, cool. Cool, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I hope you all have Visual Studio Code with yourself. Yeah, nothing vital has been told as of now. Cool. So yesterday we learned how to create an application from our terminal, and we also have another option to create application from our VS Code as well. So VS Code has this amazing tool called Command Palette. So Command Palette mostly contains the entire components of VS Code that VS Code can offer. So what you have to do, you have to open up your VS Code, and this will be your welcome screen. You can see this is our welcome screen here. Okay, is my screen visible? Okay, cool. So you'll just press Control Shift P in case of Windows computers, and we will search for okay. So there are new module project, new package project, new plugin project, or run Flutter Doctor or run Flutter upgrade. So you have
Just
to
may
click on
please
new
zoom it a
application
bit.
project, and you have to decide where you want to create. Sorry.
I was saying if you can zoom it more like the VS Code one.
Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Thank you.
Welcome.
Is it visible now?
Yes, better.
Okay. So we get started. We press Command Shift P to open up command palette for VS Code, and then we type here Flutter. Okay. You will see multiple options under Flutter. So new application project, module, package, plugin, doctor, upgrade. Upgrade updates your Flutter framework. Doctor, like we previously discussed yesterday, lets you know about the issues which you are facing. Plugin project is to create any plugin you want to create with Flutter. Similarly, package and or some module you want to create. Okay, so we will go on with a new application project. Now we will be redirected to Windows, that we have to select a place where you want to install your or create your application. So create your application actually. So I'll create it on desktop. On desktop I have just one folder called new folder. Okay, so I'll create my project here. I will, let's say I'll create a new folder, my app. I will go inside it and I'll select. So now I have to give the name of my give name to my application. So let's give, okay, let's press enter. So now Flutter will instantiate everything required for your Flutter project to build. So you can see here all these files have been created. These are your first initial project files, boilerplate code for you to start with. You can just simply hit run from here. This is run without debugging, and this is for debugging. So debugging actually means is if you want to, and if you want to see what is causing errors, if you want to see what's holding you up from anything, then you can apply these breakpoints. So these are few breakpoints you can apply on lines of your codes. Okay, what will happen is when you will launch with this option, which is start debugging or launch with debugging. So what will happen is your application will pause at these breakpoints. So whenever this function will get called, VS Code will stop your application and you can find the relevant information you need. So we will come to that afterwards, and you can explore it on your own as well. But for now, let's just run this application. So we have this play button here. Okay, we just have to tap on this and we'll run this application. So you can see this is written here. This is called Chrome Web JavaScript. So this actually tells you on which device your application is being launched. and you can see it here as well. So this is launching on my Chrome in debug mode, and this is my first application. Like we built yesterday, this is the first boilerplate code which Flutter offers, and your application runs like this. So this is these are dev tools. They allow you to see what's happening inside your application, and you can monitor your user interface. You can slow down the animations if you want to see how your animations are behaving. You can debug paint. Debug paint actually allows you to see the lines. Like in CSS, we have particular area lines, right? Debug paint allows you to do the same thing. And similarly, we also have these features: repaint the rainbow, or invert oversized images. So you need not to go in that for now, but you can use it when you get familiar with Flutter. Okay. So this is our first application. We tap the button. We see how many times the button has been tapped. All right. Cool. Okay. So this is our application, and so you can see this DevTools will open. So I have now two tabs. Okay. First is this tab. Second is this tab. Okay. I have two tabs. This tab is Flutter DevTools, and this is my application which is running inside a web browser. Okay. So what I have done is I have selected here select widget mode. So this just allows me to select any widget I want. So I have selected here a rich text kind of widget. So this is a text widget actually. And I can know if I want to know like which kind of widget it is and what's its boundary, or if I want to go inside that code. So I will just click here. I will click on 6, and you can see here I have been dropped, and it is showing me that I have clicked on text 6. Okay, so this is just for knowledge purpose. You need not to worry about this. So let's close this. Okay, let's minimize this. Okay, now this is our VS Code. Now I have Chrome browser here. I will now launch it on my emulator. Okay, so I have two browsers in my PC. First is Chrome, second is Edge, third is a Pixel C API 30 Android tablet. This is an emulator, and then I want to create an Android emulator right now. So let's create it. Now you can see Flutter is creating. Okay, it's showing me that I have no Android AVD image available. So for that, we have to go to Android Studio. Okay, so I will go here to configure. I will go to AVD Manager. I will create another virtual device, and it will be a phone, and it will be a Pixel 4 XL. Okay, I will click Next. I will download the latest version with API level 30. So what happens is you might have listened the names of Android: Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo, Pie, Q. Okay, so they have their own API levels and their own infrastructure on which they are built. So they can be x86, they can be ARM infrastructure of multiple types, or likewise x64. Okay, so the name of this is R, and it's Android 11, which is the latest one usable as of now. So we will go next. We will launch it in portrait mode, and we will finish. Okay, so now you can see I can launch it from here. Okay, right now we are not doing anything vital. Okay, we are not doing anything important. We are just setting up our environment. Okay, so let's close this. Let's close this. So now we have this device. This is actually an Android phone. So we see as soon as this has loaded up here, this setting has changed. Previously it was Chrome, right? Now it has been changed to SDK, Google Phone, x86, ARM infrastructure, and it's an emulator. Okay, so it's an entire phone I can use right here. Cool. Okay. So now let's try to run this application in this. So yeah, I have to stop this and I will run it here. I hope you all have a device with yourself or an emulator on which you're running your code. Muskan is asking for keys. So for the first time when you're going to install, it takes time. But after this, it will be very easy to go with. So while it's being loaded, let's try to understand what's inside this code. So what this will do, this is for restarting your application, this green rotation symbol. This will restart your application. It will destroy the state of your application. So what state is like we understood previously that we had this application where we were storing the number of times we are tapping a button. Okay. So when we tap a button, we see the count is being updated. Okay. So that count, let me just showcase you. The application has launched in this phone. So you can see when I'm updating this, the count is being updated. Okay. And let me now just change this Flutter demo homepage, which is this text here. Let me just change this to hello. Okay. So I will just hot reload it. This is called hot reload. Okay. Why is it not happening? Okay, you can see it has been updated. Also, the count has been refreshed. It has been overwritten again. So why is this happening? Because I hit this green one. Okay. So let's just try again. Okay. So yeah, I just hit hot restart, hot reload here. You can see I got this changed, but this was still remained, like it stayed behind. Okay. So why this is happening? Because hot reload stores your state, the current state, your current cache files are still stored. But when you restart something, this entire state gets destroyed. So there are two things. First one is hot reload, which is just, it is just changing the things in your widget tree, the basic things which you're changing, and this will just rebuild the widget tree. So Flutter has this widget tree, you can access it from here. This is the entire outline of your current application. So there is a main function like yesterday we discussed, and you have this assign, you have these all widgets. Okay. So now what we will do is we will delete this entire code. Okay. Yeah. So when you create your application, you have multiple files. First one is Dart file. So this is for the Dart VM, the Dart virtual machine, which is running our Dart commands or Dart code. Okay. This is idea folder and .idea folder. This is for IntelliJ idea based editors. So this just lets you know it has the configuration files for your editor which you're using. Okay. Then we have three folders. First one is Android. Second one is iOS, and after Flutter 2 upgrade in March 2021, we also have web. So we have three functionalities available: web, iOS, and Android. So these are for all the three platforms. Or Rajiv is asking, the alternate method to go to command palette is to go. Absolutely, yeah, you can go from here and you can go. The first thing here shows up as command palette. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. So we have Android folder, and build folder will contain our APKs or the build files for our application. So when you go inside this, you have app, and you can go to outputs, you can go to Flutter APK, and here is your APK, and you can share this APK with anyone you want. Okay. There's a debug APK, there is an APK. So you can share them. You'll know the differences very soon, like what are the differences between these two. So that's what stays inside your build folder. Okay. In your iOS folder, all the files you require for building iOS application stays here. In the lib folder, that is your main folder where you'll be focusing most of the time, and you'll be writing code here. So this file is called main.dart file. This is called main.dart because you can actually keep any name you want. But this is called main.dart by default because it will contain the main function. Okay. You can actually write your main function in any file you want. Then you have to specify the name, like in which file you have written it. So main.dart file will contain your main function, main injection function into your Dart code. Okay. And there's this test folder. Test is used for testing things out, and we'll come to that later. This is for testing purposes. You can do unit testing, and you can handle all the condition where you're getting result which is not acceptable. So you can test this out here. And in the web, you will see that the basic web infrastructure is there. Index HTML file or favicon PNG, like we previously mentioned it. So this will contain all the web files. And git ignore is for when version control system, VCS, when you're uploading something on GitHub. So you don't want these 10 MB or 20 MB APKs to be uploaded onto your GitHub, right? So git ignore just avoids that data to be uploaded to your GitHub and only updates the text files. And those text files are your code files, okay? So whatever you write inside this git ignore file will not get uploaded to your GitHub. So this is why this file stays here, okay? And this is self-generated, like whenever you create your Flutter application, these all files will get generated by their own, okay? This contains metadata. This is for version control, and it is also self-generated, and it should not be edited. It should always be version control. When I talk about version control, I'm talking about the tools like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, etc., etc. Okay. And dot packages file, it just indexes all the packages, the relevant packages according to our current project. An IML file is also again a self-generated file. It just tells you where your directory or Dart tool like .idea file is located or build file is located. So it's about that. And here it is pubsec.yaml file. Okay, this file tells you like what version you are on, what's your SDK version, what's your app version. So whenever you create your first application, your app version will be 1.0.0 plus 1. Okay. And it also has dependencies. So under dependencies, we have we add packages. Whatever packages which we use, we add it under our dependencies. So for now, we have Cupertino icons as pre-installed or pre-imported. These are dev dependencies. These are to be when you are, you can change it actually. When you're going to develop some kind of package, then you need a particular Flutter version or a particular Flutter component to use. Then you have to update things in dev dependencies. But if you're importing any package or using any package, then you have to write things under this. Okay, right below this Cupertino icons, you have to add your package. Okay, now if you want to add any images, then this is the format to add images. These lines are already commented for you. So you can just uncomment them and add your images. If you want to add fonts, then you can add fonts. These lines are also commented for you, okay? You have to just uncomment them, use them. And we have the readme.md file. Readme file contains everything what this project is about. And this will be shown up when you are going to upload this application on your GitHub. Right, this file will be shown. So you can see my first tab was the name of the application. Okay, and here are the relevant information about that. And then we have this file called pubsec.log. Okay, pubsec.log is used when you're working in a big team. Okay, and you have like many people are using multiple versions of the same plugin which you're using. So it becomes very hard, like which plugin is compatible with what plugin. Okay, so package.log actually keeps track of all the things, of all the packages and the versions of those packages which you have used. Okay, so if I update or add any package here in pubsec.yaml file, so pubsec.log will also get updated on its own, and you will be able to see which plugin I have installed new and what was the actual version of this. Okay, so that's why pubsec.log is used. Okay, so let's go to our most important folder, which is lib folder, and it contains our most important file, which is main.dart file. Okay, now this entire application will break as soon as I write something. Okay, so let's just stop it. Now let's start writing code. This will be your first ever Dart application, totally written from scratch. So first thing you always need whenever you're working with Flutter, you need to import a library. You need to import a package actually, and that package is material package. So Flutter entirely works on an initial basis on a material package. Like when you start with C, C++, you always need those header files, right? So this is just like that. So let's import our first material. So we'll see the suggestion here, package material.dart. Okay. Now let's hit enter. So yesterday we discussed like in Dart, we always need a main function. Okay. So let's create that main function. So we created a main function. Now we want Flutter to know that we want to run an application. Okay. So Flutter has the app has a function with the same name that's called run app. Okay. So run app will actually run your application. So this takes an argument. An argument is something which you write inside the curved brackets of a function. Okay. So let me just name my application as Mera app. Okay. So you can see I am being shown, Dart is again shouting at me like you don't have it defined. Okay. It isn't defined. Mera app is not defined. So now we are going to create Mera app. Okay. So before we create Mera app, we know that there are two kinds of widgets. First is stateless, second is stateful. Okay. So stateless widgets are those which do not get changed, and stateful widgets are those which are dynamic in nature and they do get changed. Okay. Like we saw in that application, we were tapping the button and the number was changing. So that was a stateful widget. But there was also a text about that number which showed that you have tapped this button these many times. So that was stateless. Okay. So for the time being, let me create a stateless widget here. Okay. So in VS Code, there's a shortcut to create stateless widget. You just have to type STL. So you'll be shown here Flutter stateless widget and Flutter stateful widget. So if you want to create a stateless widget, then you have to click on this, and you can see the entire code has been written to us. So I will just name it with Mera app. So I will just copy this and I will paste it here. And you can see now the red line has gone. Okay. So now we are inside our first stateless widget, and this stateless widget is actually our application which will get launched. Okay. So all widgets are nothing but these are classes. So we discussed what classes are yesterday. So these are just classes. So Mera app is actually a class which is extending another class which is stateless widget. So stateless widget is something which Flutter has already created, and it already came into your Flutter SDK for free. Okay, so you can use this with just writing a simple command. And then we have a build context. So build context is nothing, it's just like a scope of a widget. Okay, you can just ignore that for now. We will ponder it upon later. So like every class has some some method. So build method is a method. Okay, and it's returning a container. So what container is? Container is nothing, is just a small rectangle or small square which just adapts according to the screen. Okay. So if I'm going to return this, I won't be able to see anything. Why I won't be able to see anything? Let's just try this out. I will launch this application. Am I going too fast? Okay, you can see I'm getting a black screen here. Okay, so I want to actually see what normally an app looks like. Okay, an application. So application is nothing. So I have nothing here. I just have a container, and this container is being shown here. So let's try what will happen if I give color property to this container. So you can see this has turned green. I gave it color property. So container is nothing. It's again a class, and these are called named parameters. So container has a named parameter of color, and I gave it in and wrote like colors.green. That's how you write colors. Okay. So if I will change it to, let's say, red, so I will get a suggestion. I will tap on this and I will press Control S, and this will get updated instantly. So you can see how fast you are able to see the changes which are happening. Okay. So we want to see an application, right? So for that, we have to just remove this container from here. Let's just delete it. And now we will write something called material app. So material app is actually the application which you see on your screen. Okay. So container will not work out for us. We need to see a material application and like a proper application. Okay. So I will just go inside this and I will go to home. Home actually means the home page of ours. Okay. The home page actually is like the full screen experience which we get. We are talking about that. So home is what will cover this area entirely. So let's again create a widget, and this time I will name it as Mera Home. Remember, whenever you're creating any widget, when you're creating any class, so always follow a notion to always start with a capital letter. So let's say Mera Home. So you can see Mera Home is again not defined, isn't defined for the type Mera app. So I will just create another widget, STL, stateless widget, and I will name it Mera Home. I will copy this, we will paste this. Now you can see the errors are gone. Okay, cool. Now let's just reload this application. We are again seeing a black screen. All right, because this container has nothing as of now. Okay, so there is one more thing which material app which we can return. It's called scaffold. So like you are living inside your home right now. Okay, so the inner portion, the entire home of yours is actually a scaffold. Okay, it's the structure on which your home is built. So whenever you arrive to a new place, you see the entire home is empty, right? So that home is something you call scaffold, and you will do entire thing. You will bring a new refrigerator, you will bring a new sofa, and you will keep and arrange everything inside that house, right? So that scaffold gets painted or decorated with multiple widgets. So scaffold is already a widget, and you will see other widgets decorating that. Okay, so we will again delete this container and we will return a scaffold. Cool. So yeah, so now scaffold has multiple properties. So first property is like any application. First property is whenever you open any application, you will see an application bar or app bar. Okay, so I will type app bar here, and you can see I have been suggested by VS Code that yes. Now again, app bar is a named parameter. You need not to go in definition as of now. Just try to understand how it's working out. So I will again call the app bar widget here. Okay. So app bar has multiple properties. If you want to see what a particular widget has, what properties a particular widget has, then you can just hover over that, okay, and you will be able to see that app bar has multiple, parameters you can go with. So first one is key. Key is used for syncing your widgets. So we can just leave this part for now. And we have leading, we have automatically imply leading, we have title. Okay, so let's try to use title for now. I will type exactly this. I will copy this, Control C. I will paste this. Okay, you can do this, or you can simply type title and you'll get the suggestion. So I got the suggestion here. And title will always be a string. It will always be a text. Okay, so Flutter has a text widget for that. And let's type something here. Let's type TechDrill is awesome. Okay, now let me hit hot reload here. Okay, now you can see we have a proper application, and the application has an app bar, and that app bar says TechDrill is awesome. Okay, and you can see this entire thing. So in scaffold, so what we did actually is we imported a material file. Okay, and like any Dart program, we always need a main function. We wrote a main function, and inside that main function, Flutter offers a run app function. So run app function just lets you know that, yeah, I need to run something. Okay, and what that need to run is Mera app. Okay, then we created Mera app stateless widget. And in Mera app, we were returning a material app. And a material application has a home. Okay, so we defined our own other widget, which is Mera home. Okay, and inside Mera home, we were returning a scaffold. And the scaffold has an application bar or app bar, and the app bar has a title. Is it clear? Yeah, Varun, initial, like what we were doing is we were returning a container. So absolutely it was covering the entire screen. So container takes the height and width of the context. So what context means, let's say if I have a container of 42, let's say 100 by 100, okay? And if I create another container inside that, then that container will take that space of 100 by 100, okay? So what happens is here, it is taking the space of the context of the widget it's part of. Okay, how can you say, if I have a round plate, okay, and if I pour water in that, so that water will take the entire space of that plate. So for us, the space in the plate is the context. We are just dealing with that, okay? So this is scaffold, and this is title, okay? So now you can see this is coming on the left side of the app bar, right? I want it to be in the center. So let's check if Flutter has created, the team of Google, the Flutter team from Google has created something to center this text. So what I will do is I will again hover on app bar, and let's see if there is something like centering the title, okay? Okay, yeah, here is center title. So I know there's a property called center title. So I will just come here and I will type CENTER, center title. And now I don't know what to write next. And I will just hover over this center title. And I will be able to see that, yes, it's a type of bool, BWL bool. That means it takes true and false. All right. So I will write here, I want to center this title. So yes, I will write true. Okay. I wrote true, and I will just Control S again. And you can see now TechDrill is awesome is coming in the center of the app bar. Okay. So we just discussed two named parameters under the app bar property, and you can see there are multiple. Okay. So let's try one more. Okay. Let's see elevation. I don't know if any of you can notice, but this app bar is a little bit of elevated from the back, right? There's a little bit of shadow. So let's try to make it 0 first and see what we see. So there is no shadow as of now. Let's try to make this 10. Now you can see there's a little bit of shadow added to this. I am not sure if you are able to look at this or not, but you can try it on your end as well. Cool. So this is what elevation does. Elevation tells you how much of the height you can give to your app bar. All right, let's try a few more. So you can see I am able to see what this app bar contains by pressing Control and space. Whenever I press this, I can see what this app bar can accept. What are the named parameters under this app bar? Okay. So let's change the background color of this. I will type again COLORS colors dot. Let's make it red. And I will hit Control S. You can see now it has become red. Okay. So this is an application bar or app bar. And it was a named parameter inside scaffold. So let's try to see what other things you can do in scaffold. So this thing here is called app bar, and the entire remaining portion is called the body. Okay, and app bar and body make up the entire scaffold. All right. So let's go here, and now I'm not sure what should I write. So I will just again hit Control space, and I can see what options I have here. So I have background color property for the body. Let's try to use this. I will add colors dot green. I will hit and hit save, and you can see now the body is colored into green color. So this is app bar, this is body. They both add up to make a scaffold. Okay. Cool. So this is what we have. Okay. Now I will tell you. You can see there's this error in test.widget, right? And this error is happening because we have our application name with some different name. So for now, I can just delete this folder to not want any folders, and I'm not going to test this application as of now. So let's delete this. But never delete this when you're working in a team, because that is required when you're going with that. Okay, so don't do that. Now let's try to do something with the body. So this is body. The green portion is body. The red portion is app bar. So let's try to like click on body. And in body, I can literally write any widget. So we already know what container is. So let's go and write container. Okay. So now container has a child. So there are many widgets in Flutter which have child. Okay. So we will give it a child, and one widget can only have one child or multiple child. So whenever there will be multiple childs, you will always write children. And whenever there is a single child, you will always write child. Okay. So what child do I want to see here? Let's go with text. And I will write here. Let's say hello. Okay. I will hit enter. So you can see I have this text here, hello. Now it is on the topmost left side, right? I want to center it. So what I will do is I will wrap this container inside a widget called center. Like in HTML, you want to center anything, you just add like the chevrons and right centers. So what I will do is I will right click on this. I will just click this text and I will press Control dot. Okay. I will just write Control plus dot. So whenever I tap this, I get this helper component, which gives me the option to wrap this with a center. Okay. So you can see now center has a child container, and now container has a child text. You can see the 3-level hierarchy here. Center has a child container, container has a child text. Now I will hit Control S. Now you can see hello is visible in the center, right? So Saurabh is asking, scaffold is only used for making changes in the title bar. Actually, scaffold has multiple properties. Okay, scaffold has a property to create a side drawer. Okay, let's create a drawer also. Okay, so you saw that we have app bar, we have body. Now let's try to create a drawer. Now I'm not sure how many of you are aware with the thing drawer, but I will make it and I'll let you know. So you see it has name parameter called drawer. Now what drawer will accept? Drawer will accept a drawer. Okay. So let's type DRAWER. Okay. Let's save it. So now you can see one more thing has been added on the left top corner, and this thing is called drawer. Okay. So now this has nothing inside it, right? So I'll have to write some content into it, right? So I will just go inside these two braces and enter, and I will see what drawer can accept, right? So drawer can take a child, like many widgets in Flutter, it will take a child. So let's give it a child and let's give it a child as text. Let's write some data. Okay, some gibberish. Let's hit Control S. Now if I go, you can see at the top, like it's SD, So let me just increase the font size. So when you want to increase the font size in text, then you have to go inside here and type STYLE style. Okay. Then let's see what style will accept. Style accepts text style. Okay. So I will type text style and I will type font size. Let's give it 50. So you can see now the size of the font has increased. Okay. I hope I make myself clear here. So this is how text widget can be used. Now you can change the font as well. You see, you can change the background. You can change the background color of the font. You can change the color of the font. You can add decoration. You can add thickness. You can add the font, like which kind of font you want to use. Let's say I want to use Open Sans or Arial or Times New Roman. Then I can change it with the help of writing here font family and font features, font style. You can change the height, letter spacing, shadows, likewise. Okay. So let's change the color of the font and I will write colors dot red, comma, Control S. So you can see that the font has become red. And we have written this entire code inside a drawer. Okay. And if you click here, the drawer will hide itself. If you tap here, it will come. Or even if you slide from, I cannot slide, it's an emulator, but you can slide it with your finger. No, I can slide actually. Yeah. So this also works when you slide your finger from the edge of your phone, right? So this is what text widget does, okay? All right, this was drawer. Now let's see what else we have in scaffold. So we have a bottom navigation bar as well, right? So let's create a bottom navigation bar and see what it is, right? So bottom navigation bar. All right. Okay. Yeah. So bottom navigation bar has items. Okay, so I'm not sure what bottom navigation bar takes. So what I will do is, now I will tell you, like if you get stuck at some place like then what to do. You just have to go and copy this and go to Google and see the example code for bottom navigation bar. Okay, so you basically have the Flutter's documentation. You go and head over here. You can see they already have things assigned, right? Just a minute. So this is what bottom navigation bar is. There will be three buttons: home, business, business, and school, right? Let me just copy this up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I will copy this thing. I will come back into my code. I will just remove this. I will add comma and I will paste this. You can see now bottom navigation bar has this opening and this close. Let me just, okay. So we can just skip this for now. Okay. Cool. Cool. Mm, yeah, cool. Okay, now let's just open an application. Let's see how this goes, right? We have one more error somewhere. Cool, now it's resolved. So now you can see we have a bottom navigation bar, home, business, school, right? So this is what bottom navigation bar is. What I did is I created items inside that. So bottom navigation bar actually takes items, and items are nothing. These are just buttons which will stay at the bottom of your screen always, right? So I created a bottom navigation bar item, item 1, item 2, and item 3. Okay. And this item can take an icon and a label. So you can see icon label home, icon label business, icon label school, home, business, school. So that's how you add icons in Flutter. So let's try and change this hello here with icon. Okay. Icon. Now icons icons dot something like if you want to see what kind of icons are present, then you can again go and visit this website. Okay, this is the website material.io icons. Okay, and you can find a list of icons you can use. So if I want to use this icon, let's say something cool. Okay, uh, I want to use this star rate. Okay, so you can see star underscore rate is written. So I will just click on this. I will just copy this. I know the name of this, right? I will just go here, copy this, or if I know that, then I can type as well. I will type here star underscore rate. Okay, rate. All right. And I will hit control.
Hey, Yash,
Yeah.
people are asking to paste the code in chat so that
Yeah. Yeah.
they
Actually, I will
can
just post this in the day 3
also
repository.
do the things along with you. So if you can paste the snippets, it would be great for them.
Cool, cool. I
Or
will.
if you'll be providing the code later on, that will also be great.
Cool. Not an issue. Not an issue. I will just head over to my GitHub and do this right away. All right.
Thank you. Or maybe it's just 5 minutes, so you can do it tomorrow also, and we'll take care of this from tomorrow's onwards. That we'll have the code parallelly. Maybe you can use collab edit Yash
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
share the link with them.
Actually, the thing is, I was on this PC and this PC had some issues in the evening. So
Maybe you can use collab edit and share the link and paste it there.
okay,
If it, yeah, if it will work.
absolutely, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Cool. So as of now, I will just paste this entire code into my code repository, and you can access it from there. Or I will just control all, control C.
Okay,
Okay.
Rajiv just wants that part which you just copied from Google. Oh, Rajiv, he'll paste the code. Yeah, he has pasted it here also. Uh, Suraj has pasted it here. Yes, you can share the link in the chat. So people, you just need to visit on this link and don't edit it because it will be visible to everybody else. So you can copy it from here and proceed.
Cool. So as of now, I hope we have had a short briefing about the widgets which we can use, right? Now, slowly, we are going to convert this application into a working portfolio for you all, right? So you can show this portfolio, and the best thing about this portfolio will be that this will be available on the web as well. So you can publish that web app onto your own domain using Firebase or any other platforms like Netlify and all, and then you can share it with anyone. So this will be your like your working portfolio, your working resume. All right. So today we learned what app bar is, and we learned what body is, and we learned what bottom navigation bar is. We learned what text widget is. We learned what are icons, and we learned what is body and what is drawer. Okay. So slowly, you will see now the phase to be going much easily for you all, and now it will be much easier to proceed next. So yeah, and I will tell you a few more things like what VS Code offers to us. So yeah, so you can see here there's an option which shows you the widget tree, the entire widget tree of our application. So let me just expand, collapse this all of this, right? So first we have a main function, okay, and this main function has our application's stateless widget, that is Mera app here, okay. Now inside the Mera app we have a build context. A build context is here, this one, right? Then we have a material app defined, and inside that material app, we have a Mera home. Okay, we have a material app and we have a Mera home inside this. Now we are going inside our Mera app and the material app. Okay, now inside Mera app, we have a material app defined, which whose name is Mera home, right? So you can see now we can go inside Mera home, close this all, and you can see again it has a build context. So every widget we are going to create will have a build context. Okay, inside that the entire hierarchy will lie. So first thing we have is a scaffold. Inside scaffold we have a app bar. Scaffold, app bar, and an app bar can hold a text. So app bar is holding a text. After that we have a center here, okay, and it's inside a body, and the center is containing a container, and the container is containing a icon. So container is child of center, icon is child of center. Likewise. Then we have a drawer. You can see inside drawer we just have a text, and the text is SDD something something, right? Then we have a bottom navigation bar, and the bottom navigation bar contains three items, and those icons are icon, 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 right? So you can actually see the tree, the outline of your Flutter project, like what's going on and what's inside what. So if you cannot find, like, I want to find my, let's say, TechDrill is awesome, right? I want to find this text. So I know this is inside my app bar. So I will just straight away go to app bar, and I will be redirect to my app bar's code. So now this code is of about like 81 lines, right? But when you're going to work on large projects, you'll be figuring out and finding out every time like where to go, how to find this code. So you will get confused a lot of times. So this outline thing will help you a lot. You can just close the things you don't want. Like I don't want this bottom navigation bar to be shown. I don't want this center to be shown. I just want drawer. So this way is going to just boost up your time, right? Okay. So this was the basics. These were some basics about the widgets which we have discussed. Now, even if you did not understand a single thing from today's lecture, not an issue. We are going to again go from scratch in the next class, and we'll also be keeping this application to our side, and we'll be implementing changes slowly to that. Today it was your third day, and we were exploring what are widgets and how widgets are being used, and what are the possible tools we have to see out our widgets and use. So I today showed you the demo of VS Code and what are the features VS Code is offering to us, right? So yeah, So like we saw in the first application, there are multiple type of buttons. There are multiple type of widgets. We can just try more if time permits. So time is already up, right? So yeah, so this was today's wrap up, and we were able to learn things about widgets. Now this might be a little bit, unconventional for the people who are doing development for the first time, but this is like the easiest way. And if you have started with Flutter and Dart, then trust me, you're on the easiest path to get started with development. So it's a really good thing. So yeah, you all can, refer to your, I mean, you all can put your code on GitHub and just send your GitHub repo link by making them public inside to our Discord server. And I will check them out and I will let them know. And if you're facing any issue, then you can obviously approach me on Discord. So I hope that's clear. And I think everyone is okay with me using the Windows PC. Most of the people are. Bhomik, no, Dart is not used for backend, but there are few people like Google is working inside of it, and they are working for just small use cases, but they are not planning to release Dart as being the backend language. Dart basically works on the concept of UI as code. Yeah, for changing hamburger icon color. Yeah, absolutely. That's a good question. So we will just go to our drawer. Okay. We have this icon, right? This hamburger icon. So what this icon is doing is it's basically taking the color of the theme which we're using. Okay. So what will happen? We can define our theme here. So theme is nothing. It's just like what your application will look like on a default basis. So I want all the fonts in my application to be Times New Roman, right? So I will write that inside my theme, and I will write that whenever I'm using any text, it will always be in Times New Roman. Okay. Similarly, if I am creating a widget, if I am creating any icon, so the icon has to be in a default format. Icon has to be in a default color. So that's what theme does. So you can define your theme here. Okay. Let me just. Also, there's one more thing. If you don't want to use drawer and if you want to do custom things, right? Let me just show you that. That's much easier to explain in less scope of time. Uh, AppBar has a thing called leading. Okay, leading. So in leading, you can actually write an icon, and you can type icons dot. Let's say new. So you see no change here because that icon is of menu, right? So I will just change the color. Colors dot red. Oh no, make it black. Now you can see this icon has become black, right? Yeah, Bhaumik, Dart is a very easy language, and if you're learning it, then trust me, you're learning it not for sake of mobile app development. You're learning it for the sake of web development, iOS development, Android phone development, desktop development, which includes Mac desktops, Linux desktop, Windows desktops. And Dart is nothing different from the other programming language. It has a C-style kind of syntax and some implementations of syntax from JavaScript and Java as well. So Dart is a very easy language. It's a human-like language, very easy to understand. So like initially, we created an app bar, right? In app bar, we were figuring out like how to center this text. So Flutter has already created meaningful named parameters and keywords. So if you're thinking of centering something, just try to find out. It will be easy. There's human understandable. So yeah, they have adapted pretty well on that basis. Shubham, if you want to go to websites, like there are a few websites which give you applications. Okay. First one is Flutter Awesome. Flutter Awesome is a catalog which showcases application built with Flutter, right? You can see this person has built a tape player. This person has built a bottom navigation bar with Flutter. This person has created a wallet of Peercoin testnet. This person has created a plugin which generates thumbnail from a video file or a URL, right? So people are doing unbelievable things with Flutter, and trust me, only sky is the limit. So this person has created a Dart package which shows guitar tabs, right? So tomorrow we'll also understand and learn like how we can, import something from the Dart's own package management system. That's called pub. So this person has created a day night time picker for Flutter with zero dependencies. So all you can do is just copy paste this code and use it. Absolutely, Shubham. That's what I literally want. I want you guys to research up the internet, find out what are the best ways to start with. So let me just show you one thing. If you go to GitHub, all right, and if I want to search something, okay, recently I was trying to, let's say I want to know about a music player. I want to see who all are the person who have created music player, and I want to see them specifically like who has used Flutter. It's very easy to search in case of GitHub. All you have to do is to go to advanced search, and you know that Flutter uses Dart, right? So you just have to select Dart here and then click on search. Now you will be able to see what all are the projects, like what are the music players people have built using the language called Dart. Okay, so this person, he's a great person. His name is Pawan, and Pawan has been like the greatest influencer in the Flutter community. He's a GDE for Flutter, and yeah, so he has created a music player, and you can just open this in new tab, right? And you can clone this or use the code and modify into your own versions. Okay. So this person also created a music application. Likewise, there are multiple applications. So this goes on until 64th page. So you can just go and try this whenever you're going to search any project. You can just do that, right? And I told you already about Flutter Awesome. Okay. So we'll discuss more resources. We'll discuss more repositories and catalogs, which allow you to, Also, you can follow Flutter community on Medium. They write very good articles. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this one. Cool. And you can also follow Flutter Daily. Yeah, this one. So they have multiple resources, multiple articles, and very, very informative content. So yeah. Yeah, and if you're creating anything and if you're uploading it on GitHub, then you can also tweet about hashtag TechDrill if you want. And yeah, it will work out well. Cool. Flutter is easy. Like one of my friend learned Flutter in 2 days and he won the hackathon on the fourth day. So you can see how easy Flutter is. And he was just a starter. He was nothing like not someone who was doing development from like 1 year or 1+ year. He just learned Flutter in 2 days, and he did not take any course actually. He was just copy pasting codes from multiple destinations, and then after the end of one and a half day, he was able to create things on his own. So it's a very easy thing to go with. Yeah, Discord link again. Okay. I think Varsha, can you share the Discord link? Yeah, Varun, absolutely. Flutter is awesome, and yeah, the community is really, it's making a lot of noise around the corner, and there are very, very new things happening in the community. People are creating very awesome things. So this is the package manager of Flutter, which we will be using and experimenting with, right? So there's this amazing package called Mantra. So mantras just allows you to, to give daily inspirational quotes and mantras. So we will try and make an application on this as well. It's very easy to go with. Yeah. So there are multiple, packages like this. You can publish your own package as well. So yeah, there are a lot of resources available on internet. Yes, Suraj, a lot of resources are available. So on Dartware, there is a way to share it through Gist. Can you do that once? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'll do that. Actually, I will just put entire code in GitHub. My PC, I actually wrote something into my local machine, but then my PC just shut down, and that's why I lost everything. So no worries. I will add into my day 3 folder everything like what we have learned today and what was the code of today's lecture, and we can move further. And if you found today's lecture boring, then trust me, tomorrow is going to be much more boring. No, no, just kidding. It will be awesome. Tomorrow we are going to create an application with the mantra package and multiple packages. We are going to try more than 3 4 packages, and we will go on with that. So tomorrow will be much more exciting, like what we had today. Yeah. So yeah, if any of you want to share something, or you want to stay, or you want to talk about something, then please do.